Hey folks, apologies to you loyal subscribers. I've been away, missing in action for about 2 weeks. The longest I've been away from this eczema healing project since I've started it. And I could bring you a whole list of excuses, but I've got a whole load of ideas. I'm bursting with videos that I want to make, so a lot of content coming to the channel. Let's get into Karen Fischer's book, The Eczema Diet. So Karen Fischer is a nutritionist and her daughter had eczema, so Karen decided to take matters into her own hands, take her away from all the pharmaceutical acid-forming stuff and try to heal it, natural methods alone. And she did a great job. She goes on to share that message. And we're lucky to have her to look to for advice and experience. And if you come to this lifestyle and you start to believe that you can heal yourself, without the help and assistance of pharmaceutical companies, doctors, national health services, people like myself, the internet. Once you get that paradigm, once you make that mental shift, you will make changes. Overall, Karen's program is on point. She promotes a plant-based diet and she promotes starting with an elimination diet to work out, to bring foods back in gradually and work out specifically for you what is causing you issues, what intolerances that you have that you don't yet know about. Much like most of us do who talk about this whole foods, plant-based way of getting to health overall. One of Karen's most unique points is her focus on something called salicylates. Salicylates, and these are found in foods that you perhaps might have in your healthy category. For example, broccoli, spinach, green juices. These contain salicylates, and as you know, green juicing is a big part of what I promote, a big part of what I recommend. But she cites a study that shows that 52% of eczema sufferers have an intolerance or a sensitivity to salicylates. So what I would say on this is if you are deep into the eczema healing program, you're deep into detoxification and your healing has plateaued, then maybe this is something that you want to experiment with. Green juicing is a huge part of what I promote, and I account a lot of the glow that my skin has now to the fact that I've juiced greens for many years regularly. And so, any diet that you adopt, any program that you decide to go with, it's got to combine detoxification, nutrition, and sustainability. And so, even if it means going a little bit less than optimal in the hope of being more sustainable, then do that. Do that relative to you. And for me, I've not had any negative effects personally with salicylates, and find your own path, essentially. Find your own path, but make it sustainable and have enough nutrition and detoxification thrown in as well. In my opinion, Karen's online presence does seem to steer you a little bit more towards the products that she sells rather than the information that she has to share, which is a shame because the information is very useful and good and could be made freely available. It's young information, and it's important that this information is shared to the masses, in my opinion, because it's not enough people know about this stuff. And I understand everybody has to make a buck, and I sell an ebook, I do coaching, and I have a few affiliate links to products on the lifestyle tools section of the website as well, but the emphasis is on this lifestyle. And there's over 100 videos on this channel that you can watch, educate yourself, and go away and make these changes. And it doesn't have to cost you anything. It doesn't have to cost you anything. The more of us that are on YouTube sharing our story and sharing the truth about skin health, about health in general, the better and the more changes that we're going to see. It's all very well us coming on here and complaining about pharmaceutical companies that we've been tricked and steroids, etc. But unless we get online and do anything about it, nothing's really going to change. I digress. Just to touch on the supplements themselves, they're pretty underwhelming. Again, this is just my opinion. I'm just sharing my comments and criticisms. Apologies if this offends anybody, but I just find the ingredients list a little bit underwhelming because I don't personally get on very well with isolated supplementation, and I can't really recommend it other than B12, maybe zinc at a push. But honestly, whole food supplementation is where it's at in terms of absorbability for the body, bioavailability for the body. So your lifestyle is number one. what you're doing 100%, what you're doing 99% of the time is you're living your life, and 1% of the time you're taking a supplement and your body looks briefly at that supplement. That's just my experience with isolated supplementation. With all of this being said, I wholeheartedly am thankful for the work of Karen Fischer. I really appreciate what she's doing for this movement, the health, the whole holistic, natural movement towards health. And this video is just to point out a couple of differences maybe between what we promote, just to answer a few questions that a few of you have had, particularly regarding salicylates. That's my feeling, that's my opinion, that's my experience. You do what you want to do and experiment with these things, especially if you've plateaued. It's time to make a change. But overall, her work is fantastic. I highly recommend that you have a read of her book. It may fill in some gaps in your knowledge and set you on better stead on your healing journey. At the end of the day, only you know how you truly feel. We're all here just to give you advice, support, ebooks, what's good, gluten, salicylates, nightshades. These are all small parts of the whole foods plant-based lifestyle. So, as you know from, if you've read my book, I give you the eczema healing program, but that's what I did. And there's other areas of the book that are like other tools, and you can pick and choose. And not everything is going to vibe with you. I speak to a lot of you, and you say you don't feel the need to do enemas. Whereas for me, enemas were massive. So this is about just putting as many tools in your toolbox as possible so that you can go away and take responsibility. This is your problem. This is your skin. You have to take the response. Nobody else is responsible for your health. It's you. Like, even if you have a coach or a therapist or a naturopath or a nutritionist, it's your responsibility to figure out what works for you.